What is up, everybody? This is hashtag follow the conversation episode 33. And my name is Michael Nip. I'm here with the cultureofmypeople.com's podcast. I'm here with my co-host, who was not ready to start the show because I intentionally dropped it on his lap in the middle of a Hearthstone match. This is Andrew, or Drewby. What's up?
You called me Andrew, and you started the show without telling me. These are two things that, like, you've completely thrown me off my game, sir. This entire match.
Are you winning? Are you winning Hearthstone?
Right. Yes, I am. I just got a good hit on his priest.
What's the health score?
I am 30 with +2 armor, and he is 22. I've also got a.
Go into this.
Okay.
We recorded a podcast 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
On that day, lots of things that we wanted to talk about potentially happened. One of them was that there was a game that's been out on the PC for a while called Hearthstone that was released on Android that both of us have been playing. Me, absurd amounts. And I think we are both big fans. It is a card game akin to Magic the Gathering that is available free to play on both PC, Android, and iOS. And it is incredibly fun. It's based on the World of Warcraft license. And it is one of those games that nails their tutorial is incredibly simple concept that is incredibly difficult to master. There's a lot of depth there. I have played probably, I think it's safe to say, probably 12 hours over these last couple weeks, maybe 15 hours. It's a lot of fun.
You put some money into it as well.
I put $50 into it so far.
Yeah.
About both expansions.
A free game. And this is... How many free games, Michael, have you actually put money into?
I put money into League of Legends. I bought a little bit of jank there.
A little bit too.
And, I want to say that's it.
Okay.
That I know of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, you haven't helped purchase.
Go ahead.
I was going to say you haven't purchased any like rubies or whatever, Clash of Clans or anything like
Maybe
that.
I did. I might have. I don't remember. I definitely didn't put $50 into any other game. It's basically because Hearthstone has expansions for it that are basically remade dungeons from World of Warcraft in card form. And you get to fight each individual boss from the raid as a boss in Hearthstone, and there's lots of new mechanics. They're totally worth the price of admission, as I got at least 6-7 hours out of the first one, and I'm getting more of that out of the second one because I'm bad and it's harder. So they include 13 boss battles each, plus class challenges. There's one for each class, so there's 9 of those. And then there's also a hard mode where you can replay each of the bosses way harder, only I have not been able to do that with the decks that I have. So you can buy cards in this game as well. The things you can buy are the expansion packs as well as card packs, but you can also earn card packs through various means inside the game. There's a fun mode called Arena. So like there's the expansions that you can play, and then there's just straight up like play versus another player. And then there's a mode called Arena. Drewby, are you familiar with Arena?
I think we've talked about it a little bit, but I don't remember off the top of my head kind of what it is, and how
okay,
to play it.
Yeah, so if there's people that are familiar with a game like Magic the Gathering, there's a type of tournament play called draft play, where there's a set amount of like booster packs which just contain 11 random cards, and let's say you have 6 booster packs for this draft, so everybody gets 6 random boosters, and then you have to use the cards that you get from those 6 packs to build a small deck, and then you are playing the tournament with that small deck. Arena in Hearthstone is that kind of concept, a little bit dumbed down, simpler, I'm not sure, where basically you are given 3 of the 9 classes. You get to pick one, and then you are given you are given the chance to pick 30 cards for a deck, but you are picking them one at a time from a set of 3. So the screen pops up, there are 3 cards, you pick one. The cards go away, 3 new cards pop up, you pick one. And so you are trying to pick a deck from these random sets of 3 cards. You build a deck of 30, and then you are playing against other people that have done the same thing. And then you're playing with more randomized decks. It helps kind of bring the skill level to a more flat plane, because it doesn't matter what cards you have or what cards you've bought. In Arena, you are stuck with the cards that you were given from Fate itself. And I think that mode is very fun. That's the easiest way, I think, to earn cool cards. And then also you get it's a cool, different kind of style and strategy that works really well. I've played a couple sets of Arena. I'm saving all my coins for Arena, and then the spare time playing some what's it called? The second dungeon, which is like Blackrock or Blackwing. I don't know enough about that World of Warcraft dungeon. How you doing?
No!
Did you lose?
Oh, he is coming back with a vengeance. He has got 5 minions out there. 9, 6, 6, 6, 13, 13, 5, 6, 4, 3.
What do you have?
Nothing.
No.
He's destroyed. He's destroyed all of my guys.
So what Drewby is describing is basically the card game centers around you are your character, and you have a special ability, and then you are building creatures to help you fight the other person's character. And it sounds like the person that Drewby is playing has an army, and Drewby has nothing, and he's gonna lose.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose this. It is. Yeah, I don't. The problem with this game is I had a lot of late game cards on my first draw, and not a lot of early game, meaning that it was harder for me because the cards that I had cost so much mana to use. I couldn't get them out there as quickly until later in the game after I had gained that much mana. So it was hard. So I didn't really have an early game, quote unquote. I had, I thought, a decent mid game, but his late game is just destroying me. So yeah, I'm gonna end my turn, and then yeah, they're just gonna destroy me because he can kill me with 1 hit from his 13. Because I've got 11 and 1 shield, 1 armor. So his 13.
At that point, I usually just concede. Saved everyone time.
Yeah. Let's see. Here it goes. Wait. Oh, he's gonna draw it out too.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I always concede.
I'm dead. Man, I thought I was doing really well that round. I lost. You can't lose any stars at this rank. Okay.
Now you can pay attention to the podcast, man.
Hey, you're the one who started.
Start a podcast in the middle of the game.
You're the one.
Inconsiderate piece of trash.
Oh. All right.
So how's it going, man? What do you think about Hearthstone? I just described it for everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's freaking rad.
It's fun. If I can keep my tablet out with me, I don't like to play it on my phone, but if I can keep my tablet out with me, with as much TV that I watch, I'll probably be able to play it a lot more. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see. But I built my first custom deck today, and
what
that was the one I was playing with
class
for a druid.
Nice.
So I might play around with the other classes. I'm still pretty unfamiliar with the different specialties of the different classes. And
you're like micing out. Is your cord loose?
Hold on. I don't think so, but it could be. Let's see here.
Hold on, talk again. I think it's fine now.
Is it better now?
Yeah, I think you were just Skyping out.
Okay. All right. So we'll see how it goes.
Maybe your beard was rubbing against the pop filter.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
I would have felt it.
Good.
Felt it on my beard. So
sweet.
We'll see if I play a little bit more of it. I think it's a fun game. I just haven't been playing a lot of it. So.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. We need to play each other. I haven't actually got to play any people. But have you noticed the spectate mode? You can watch your friends play games.
I did not notice the spectate mode. I might have to check that one out.
It's super cool. We know lots of people playing it. You should definitely check it out. It's free. If you have any of those platforms, it's free and it's super good.
It's Android, iPhone, iPad, computer. Is it free on computer?
Yes, free on everything.
That makes sense.
Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about the thing that you probably want to get out of the way, out of your system, because everybody's talking about it. It's Daredevil.
Daredevil. Yes, I have finished watching Daredevil. All 13 episodes on Netflix, and I think it is a good show. It's very dark. It was described. I heard it described as not a wife show. Like if you're married, your wife probably isn't going to want to watch this with you.
What about your children?
No, I wouldn't. I can't recommend that your children watch this. It is a violent, mature themed TV show that I think that deals with a vigilante fighting crime in New York, the slums, the inner streets, the inner city of New York.
Does anyone ever get kicked in the place where the sun don't shine?
Thank you.
I'm sure that someone gets kicked there.
You like them?
Yeah. Hold on real quick, intermission. My wife just handed me a bowl full of sour Skittles that are green and purple. And exclusively green and purple because she does not like these colors. Are you one of those people that like specifically picks out colors of candy?
The only thing I can think of that I do anything like that is with jelly beans, like actual normal jelly beans, and I don't like the purple ones, but that's it.
I don't understand it. I just put handfuls of it in my mouth and then eat them all.
Yeah, I mean the Skittles and stuff like that.
I'd asked if anyone got kicked in the junk.
I don't think so. I'm sure someone probably does. I'm sure somebody does. I can't think of a specific instance though. There's a lot happens in that show.
I was going to watch this show, but I don't know.
The characters in the show I think are really good. I think specifically the villain. I think he could be fleshed out maybe a little bit more, but he's a compelling character in the show that I don't necessarily think you sympathize with, but like he's a bad dude. But I
love to hate him.
The character is, I think the actor who played Kingpin did a very good job. I think he did a very good job.
My question was, do you love to hate him? That's what I think makes a good villain. Sometimes.
The thing is, I don't love to hate him because like there's a little bit of tragedy in his story that like kind of led to where he is today. But like I obviously that does not justify his actions, I don't think. But it's still like I don't think I can't love.
Do you think there's anything that would justify his actions?
No. No.
How many episodes are there?
13. There are 13 episodes. Okay. Each of them is basically
26
like an
hours.
No, each one of them is to be about 13 hours.
I just added 13 episodes in my head, so there's about 13 hours of content.
Yes, 13 hours. Every normal TV shows that go for an hour on TV, you've got roughly 15, 20 minutes of commercials. With this being a Netflix original, there is nothing like that. So you've got a straight hour of television to watch.
It's just tight. I'm down with that.
Yeah, it's really good. Netflix show. They have approved a second season that has been A-okayed by the Netflix people. They are also working on a Defenders series, which is also going to feature Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil, and they're going to bring in Jessica Jones, who is another Marvel character, and Luke Cage, the son of Nick Fury.
And Nick Cage?
Wait, no. Who the crap am I thinking of? Never mind. Luke Cage he's not the son of Nick Fury, is he? I don't think he is.
No, I'm just dude, I
don't know why.
I said Nick Cage. I said Nick Cage.
I said Nick Cage.
You said whatever.
Anyway,
what about that other show that's coming to Netflix that just got announced? Are you excited for that?
I'm not
Fuller
sure.
House?
Oh no.
There's a Full House reboot. It has Candace Cameron, sister of Kirk Cameron from Way of the Master, and the actress that Jodie, whatever her name was, that played her sister.
Stephanie.
She's gonna be in it. Yeah, Stephanie, that's her name. Dude, get psyched, man. Get psyched.
Get psyched, man. Get psyched, man.
Yeah.
No,
Daredevil's good. I plan on watching it. It's just one of those for like you mentioned it not being wife friendly. That just adds another level of when I have to watch it. So anyway, so Marvel. That's a good topic because next week is a significant event in the Marvel universe.
Yes.
Ages worth of movie.
Avengers 2 is coming out this Friday or Thursday. I think they're going to do a showing on Thursday, but yeah, May 1st is when it's supposed to release, and I think we got plans in the works to go see it this weekend. So
word, I'm excited.
We'll have to we can come back next week if we actually do, and we'll talk about it. We won't.
We're not trying to pod fade this podcast into a bi-weekly podcast. Basically, what happened last week was I was super tired and wanted to play Hearthstone. Like, that's honestly the reason that we did not record a podcast last week. So, like, 100%. So, if you don't want us to do that, you can just yell at us. I'll accept the criticism. It was fair.
But hey, that might be.
We should talk about it next week.
That might be. Yeah. We might. Would you consider maybe doing a spoiler show where we actually kind of on a separate recording just kind of talk about what we thought about the movie and go into actual plot details?
That could work. Maybe something like a right after, just in the movie theater parking lot. We've discussed this before. At least I have with myself. So
just in your head, like 5 seconds ago.
No, not in my head. I've actually considered doing this with movies before. Just bring a mic, sit out in the parking lot, and talk about it for like half hour. Get our thoughts on paper before we have time to have our minds warped by the internet.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We'll have to fight to not have our minds warped further by the internet. Because I mean, all right. So it releases on Friday. Reviews have already been out there. So we're not going into this completely like fresh. I'm not. I haven't read any reviews all the way. I skimmed one, realized it was way too plot heavy, and then didn't. Yes, but like I've heard that the people haven't been like I've been a little bit disappointed about it with the movie.
I don't know what that means though. Like, I'm not sure what to expect.
If anything, that might help.
Care about critics.
If anything, that might help me because I'll go into the movie with lower expectations and then maybe be even more surprised by it. So,
anyway, to prepare for this movie, we got together with some friends and watched like all the Phase 2 Marvel movies. Literally, not like all of them.
All of the Phase 2 and Avengers 1, which is technically Phase 1. So, but yeah, we started at Avengers and worked our way all the way. The movies that were watched were Avengers and Iron Man 3, and then Thor 2, Cap 2, and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Party's not a party unless half the people fall asleep, right?
Maybe.
We watched a lot of movies. People were sleeping in the chairs. It was a good old time. They're good movies, though. You liked Iron Man 3. I liked Iron Man 3 a lot more than we did the first time.
Yeah, I'm kind of I guess a little happy about that. That I enjoyed that movie much more this time than I did the first time watching it, and so I'm much more apt probably to at least purchase it at some point in the future.
I have the greatest idea of all time. Let's watch Iron Man 3 52 times over the course of a year and review it every week on this podcast. Whether we like Iron Man 3 or not. Does it hold up to the grown-ups challenge?
Oh, man.
The answer is no. No movie holds up to that challenge.
I don't know name a single movie that would hold up. Like Cap 2, I don't know if would hold up under that.
No movie holds up that times unless it is. Nope, no movie. I was trying to think of something funny, but I'm old and I can't do that anymore, so nothing. Man, it's hot in here. So, Marvel movies. There was going to be something else I was going to mention.
I did start to watch Phase 1 movies, like starting with Iron Man in preparation for this marathon. I managed to get an Iron Man 2, and Thor before watching Avengers. Man.
Nice. We all have the plague. Both of us are sick.
Yeah. So
blowing his nose on camera. It's good.
no,
I like it.
no, that's not what that was. Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't want to know what that was then.
So I got those movies in. Didn't watch Cap 1, but what can you do? So yeah, Avengers 2. If any of you who listen to this podcast watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. consistently, I'm going to tell you that you should watch this episode, tomorrow night's episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Tuesday night, before you go see Avengers Age of Ultron. Because there are certain events I've been told that are going to take place. I don't know what events are, but stuff is going to lead up to that movie. And so for the fuller experience, you're gonna watch the episode before you go. It's kind of a similar situation to last year when Cap 2 came out and everyone was like, do not watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the episode following Cap, without watching Captain America because of. And if you watch Captain America too, then you know exactly what we're talking about. So, but anyway, just heads up on that for all of you who watch that, because I know there are many of you who actually do, including Michael.
Oh, what the heck? Sorry, the people watching our video, but then I just opened it up and it was playing a duplicate version of Drewby, and it was tripping me. There's too many Drewbys at once.
How many Drewbys can be in the same room at the same time?
Oh, you sound like a Marvel marketer. You should totally watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. before you should watch Daredevil and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. before you go see the new Avengers movie. Daredevil,
you don't have to watch. That's its own independent thing. The only reference really to the Marvel universe is that they talk about like heroes destroying New York, or New York being destroyed. So
that was 9/11.
You're gonna keep coming back to that.
You're the one that said it. It's on recording.
Yeah.
I'm chewing Skittles. It sounds terrible. I'm chewing the mic.
Oh, dude, can you hear my voice? Like, maybe this is better radio, Drewby.
Better radio.
Hello. This episode is brought to you by Allstate. This is my Hulu guy.
You're gonna be the Hulu guy. I got it. I saw what you're doing. So are we gonna watch the Ghost Rider movies?
You know what? It wouldn't be the complete Marvel experience without the Ghost Rider movies.
Or should we watch the Shamalama Ding Dong marathon movies? I had this idea where we watch all the M. Night Shyamalan movies that I feel like watching in one go and see how many we can get through.
How many can we get through?
All of them.
How many are there?
Start with,
did you count?
Well, okay. Let's just, off the top of my head, I am thinking of The Sixth Sense, Signs, The Village, Lady in the Water, Devil. There's like one called like Unbreak. There's at least 6 I can think of. Maybe there's another one. Maybe there's a third sister.
I want to find this out.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Signs came out in 2002.
It did.
M. Night Shyamalan. Let's see. Man, he's all right. Producer. Let's go director. Are we going with directors or just stuff he's produced?
Director.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He did After Earth?
Yeah, I don't count that. And I also don't count Avatar the Last.
Okay. You got Praying with Anger in 1992. Unbreakable. No,
that's the one I was thinking of.
The produced one, not a director's one.
Oh, the one. I have to watch that one.
No, that was a director's one. The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Signs, The Village, Lady in the Water. That's 5 right there. Entourage, The Happening. Wait, this is acting. Man, my voice sucks.
We just need to watch all of them.
Yeah, I've got 1, 2,
one sitting.
4, 5. I got like
Fast
5.
and Furious style.
Even if we just watch those 5, Sixth Sense all the way up to Lady in the Water.
Yep. Wait, what about Devil?
What Devil's Wide Awake? There's
I
no
thought
movie.
there was a movie called
There's
Devil.
no movie in his directing credits called Devil.
Maybe he wrote it.
You know I don't
Devil
like horror
2010.
movies, Michael. Maybe this movie called Devil.
A group of people are trapped in an elevator and a director. Oh, that's because John Eric Dowdle.
Hmm.
This is not the right movie, is it? Then why did I think this was Shyamalan? Oh, he wrote it.
Oh,
He wrote it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we don't have to watch that one then, but I want to because it looks weird.
You know I don't like horror movies. They scare me.
Maybe it's not. Have you ever seen an M. Night Shyamalan movie?
The Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay, except for that one because it's not real. They all pretend to be horror movies that secretly aren't horror movies.
But I probably still wouldn't like it.
Someday you'll have to. You know, we're gonna do this.
You've
Gather
already
up your friends.
You've already put.
What do I call it? The Marathon Night Shyamalanathon? Was that my name? That was my name. Marathon Night Shyamalanathon. Because
All right.
M Night, Marathon Night. Get it? See what I'm going there for?
No, I don't. Moving on.
I got a new board game. It's called Zombie Side. I'm going to play it tonight, maybe.
You told me about that. Is it? What does it play like? Do you know? Are you familiar? With
So
it?
I've watched some people playing it. It's like, all right. Imagine a really dumbed down version of like XCOM, where there's like a tile board and you have strategy and you have so many actions per turn that you can take and you're trying to complete an objective. Like that. I was trying to think of a way to get my wife into tactical strategy games without immersing her immediately into like Pathfinder or something. I told her I was going to basically turn her into a Pathfinder DM by the time that we were done. But, you know.
Well, you know, you have to give it a shot and then report back to us. You've become a fan of board games recently. You've been purchasing a lot of them.
I've always been a fan, but then I realized that my wife was a fan. I was like, oh, I can totally get into this then. Because that's something I can do with my wife.
Yeah.
To answer the question from the chat, what happened to that music show that we all did? There was a thing that happened where my co-host was very busy and he was doing a thing. He was doing a robot competition and he was building a robot. And basically the only time that he could record the podcast was like 10 o'clock on Saturday nights. And that was a very inconvenient, and like by that time on a Saturday night, I was totally ready for bed. So we never rescheduled since. It's at the point now where we probably could. But at the same time, last summer, my brother-in-laws, both of them, or two of them, I guess I have more than two, my wife's brothers came out, and they were out here for basically an entire month, and that's happening again this year. So we will definitely be talking about music then. They'll probably be on hashtag. We'll probably talk about other stuff. Last time, it was right in the middle of comic season. I'm feeling the comic itch again. So I don't know what that means.
Oh no!
I don't know what that means. What it means is I really want to just get Marvel Unlimited and deal with myself, but I don't know. We'll see.
I'd like them to update their app. I think their app is kind of garbage.
Yeah. But yeah, the music show is like,
Star
it's
Wars
not
comics.
gone. We just kind of took a break because it was really hard to record with the schedule timing. My co-host lives in California, and it was really hard for us to find a good time that worked for me with my schedule and him with his schedule as well.
You know what would really get me into comics? If
What?
DC would get their act together and release a
DC would make a good
Unlimited.
comic.
No,
Oh, sorry, it was just me. It was just me being a jerk.
no. If DC would get their act together and make a DC Unlimited app or service,
That would be cool. You know what? I would totally do that. I would buy that.
I'm a fan of Marvel and some of the stuff like Captain America is like one of the greatest comic book series ever. But I read so much more, and I'm a bigger fan of DC. That would be such a cool thing. I actually have a comic. I think at the comic book store I need to go get. Like it's just sitting there waiting for me.
I am not a fan of DC, at least not a huge fan, but I would pay for that just because it'd be worth it to read the good stuff from DC and not have to deal with the chaff, as it were.
I'd experience. So I'd go back more, like read a lot more of the different roles with the Justice League and stuff like that. Like, people can argue. I like it. I enjoy DC much more. So,
Are Justice League comics actually good? Because I had a hard time getting into any Avengers series.
I read the first volume of Justice League of the New 52, and
I also did, and that was pretty good.
One of my biggest surprise was with Batman, when he is like, his role in that series in the first volume was basically to try and just get them to work together, to the point where he's like, hey, by the way, guys, I'm Bruce Wayne. It's like, they told, like, it was I thought it was really stupid. That specific part, like the whole first volume is about Darkseid basically coming to Earth and like them having to fight him and push him back through the boom tube.
Nice.
There's the title for the episode. Push him back through the boom tube.
In other news, I've been listening to more music lately. Unrelated to our music podcast. My recommendations are the Jack U album that Skrillex and Diplo did, and the NF album Mansions, White Dude Can Rap.
Okay.
Just as an interlude. These are things you should listen to that I think have more popular appeal than some of the other weird stuff that I was listening to. Here's a sample. I'm into weird. Not weird. I guess it's popular, like dubstep and jank like that. So
you really do like it. I do too. I don't know. I think it comes and goes for me in seasons of when I really get into dubstep and techno. The Tron Legacy soundtrack will always be one of my favorite. Like, I think I can't say always because I don't know, but like it's one of my favorite albums. The Tron Legacy soundtrack. You also listen to this weird album by put out by Aragorn, didn't you?
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen put out an album in 2001 with Buckethead, the guitarist. I don't remember what it was called. It's on my list. I'll talk about it at the end of the year probably. Viggo Mortensen makes some abstract kind of experimental spoken word. Evidently he's put out like 12, 14 albums or something crazy. If you are in the mood for something a little different than the regular pop music you hear on the radio, that's a good pick.
All right.
Very, very intellectually stimulating. So there's a game that comes out tomorrow. Do you know what it is?
That's
so bad.
Thinking. No, I don't.
Tim Schafer.
Oh, is that coming out tomorrow? Broken Age Part 2.
The full version of Tim Schafer's Broken Age releases tomorrow. I will probably play that game. I've actually got a backlog of video games I need to play with my wife. That will be on there. And then also Life is Strange Part 2. I absolutely loved Life is Strange Part 1. Like, I gushed over that game. It was super good. And then I haven't played 2 yet. So I need to get around to playing both those games. And I can actually do both those with my wife. So I imagine that they will happen. But at the same time, I'm also playing an amount of Hearthstone that is actually limiting my Bloodborne time.
I know you haven't played Bloodborne in a while.
You're gonna catch up to me. How far are you? You haven't played a ton, but
you
haven't been playing more than me.
Let me see. Where am I? I was walking through this area and I got stuck on a guy who was swinging like a ball and chain. And I was going back and fighting him, trying to get him. And I couldn't. One time I tried to run past him, couldn't do it. I think I attempted to fight him like two or three times. So then I decided to go a different way. And so I went back to the area with the Gatling gun guy who just stands on a tower with a Gatling gun. And I was navigating through that area. And then I was running to avoid the Gatling gun, or to get out of the open at least. And I ran into an area where there were like 5 or 6 of these like creatures. And then they just like killed me. I just got frustrated and quit. So, and if you play one of these games, you are going to rage quit. I guarantee you. there's going to be some.
I haven't rage quit Bloodborne yet.
I guess the guarantee is a strong word, but I mean, it's.
I rage quit Dark Souls. I don't think I rage quit Dark Souls 2, but I may have. But I don't think I did. There's an area I would have rage quit Dark Souls 2 if I would not have been co-oping. There's a section where like there's so much fog you can't see where you're going.
Oh
my! I happened to be co-oping at the time for another reason, and the guy brought me through to the bonfire on the other side. Well, that could have probably made me rage out because there's invisible enemies in that zone.
Well, Dark Souls 1 has an area like that where it's just so.
Does it have invisible enemies? Oh yes, but like, trust me, this area probably would have made. You know what? I probably rage quit on that part in Dark Souls 1 as well. I don't know. I hated that zone so much.
I think that's where I'm at.
Bloodborne, I have not rage quit yet. Yeah, Bloodborne, I definitely haven't yet. But I'm also, this is my third Souls game. I kind of know what to expect. I don't know if I necessarily will. I've heard there's some parts later on in the game where like enemy invaders, like human players, try to kill you. And like they come every time you're in that area, that may get super frustrating because people are jerks, man. They just
really.
If there's anything the internet has taught us, is that man is depraved. So I knew that before the internet, but the internet definitely supports that theory.
It supports. Yes, it does. It does. So I haven't been playing that much of Bloodborne. Played a little bit of Destiny. I haven't really been playing a lot of games. Maybe if I can, I'd like to maybe try to play some Metal Gear tonight, I think. But so we'll see what happens with that.
There's a small chance I might play a little Destiny with you tomorrow. We'll see.
All right. Or I think we're going to we're going to go through at Nightfall. And then we've got.
I won't be able to help with the Nightfall, but if you're doing Crota, I will.
We can definitely run Crota. What's your max level character?
I think 28.
Okay, you're good.
Yeah.
Wait, actually. That's a good question. I don't know if you're 28. If that's the max level you can or not. Lowest level to run Crota.
Probably 29.
Level of this guy is saying this post is saying 30. To be as the fire team leader. We might be able to get you in. Actually, I think we'll be able to get you. You won't be able to do like a bunch of damage or whatever, but you'll be able to get some gear.
Well, no, I don't know. Destiny is one of those things that I kind of wish I was still excited about, but I'm not necessarily super excited about. But I didn't see the raids, so if I can at least run through those in a cheap way, I can at least see what they look like.
Even if we just go back and run Vault of Glass, I think Vault of Glass is a more fun raid than Crota, in my opinion.
Is that because you don't cheese it as much, or
I've only played through it once, and the one time I did play through Vault of Glass, we actually played it legitimately, and I think
nice.
And I think that's probably why I'm more. So I played through Crota. The multiple times I played Crota have been where I kind of one or two guys have just been kind of helping us get through it, just to get through it, like because they're that good. It wasn't really a team thing.
I've definitely done that World of Warcraft. Speaking of things I'm getting a slight itch to play.
For real?
Alan Wake also.
Alan Wake.
Man, I want to play Alan Wake. Dude, I am sitting right next to my 360. It's plugged into my secondary monitor beside me. And man, have I been getting the itch to play some Alan Wake recently. They're doing all this like secret talk of an Alan Wake HD remake is the only thing kind of stopping me from doing it right now. Because I really want to play some Alan Wake.
If they do an HD remake, are they just going to release that on like the Xbox One?
Yeah.
Man, maybe PC.
Can you open it?
Maybe PC.
Maybe. Let's see.
Don't make promises you can't keep. So.
What is that from?
Don't make promises you can't keep. Lots of people have said that.
Probably everything.
Lots of people.
I don't know. Anyway.
So.
You ready to wrap this up? Or did you have something to say?
Well, we could make this the episode where I do not talk about anything Arrow Flash related.
Oh, do you want to mention those shows?
I think our audiences know where we stand on those shows. I think we'll leave
I mean,
it at that.
okay, all right. So here we go. So our audience actually cares about Arrow and Flash, and I think they do care a lot more than I do about hearing up the weekly update. However, if your weekly update is going to be Arrow was all right, it wasn't terrible, it's getting better than it was, but it's definitely not as good as season 2, and Flash is better than Arrow, and it's the best superhero TV show, except for maybe Daredevil, but it's still really good, and everybody should watch it, then I think that we're good to go.
I think that was about 95% accurate, so we'll just leave it at
Is there a 5% that you need to get out, or was it really good?
That's not even worth addressing.
All right, cool.
I gotta get it out. I gotta say it. Flash was disappointing. Flash was disappointing. That's all I'll say. It's got a little disappointing. I think it's gonna get better.
That's different. That's different than what I said. That's different than what I said. So,
right.
This is one of the first times I think that show's ever disappointed you. Danielle Panabaker is not pulling her weight.
It's not her fault. Not her fault.
She doesn't weigh that much, probably. I don't know.
I doubt it.
She looks taller.
How tall is Danielle not Kay Panabaker?
Kay Panabaker's shorter.
She
Follow
is
her on Instagram.
5'6".
She works at a zoo.
Danielle Panabaker.
It's taller for a girl, right?
How tall are you?
How tall am I? 5'8".
Her sister Kay is 5 foot.
Yep.
Really short. What was her name?
I had a huge crush on her when I was a child.
Debbie. What's her name?
Debbie Berwick.
And Phil of the Future. If anyone knows what that show is, write us and let us know.
Okay, so the people that I know that listen to this show are both too old and too young to care about Phil of the Future unless they grew up in a house with us and watched it with us when we were kids.
Danielle Panabaker was in Sky High.
Yep. It's true. I watched that movie with my wife. Well, we weren't married then. Since we were like
you were little
15.
kids.
Yeah. Drew, how can people find you outside of this stupid show?
Well, this is what happens when you take a week off.
I'm so tired. I was just working out. Like I look super sweaty because I am. And it's hot in here.
Well, we actually I have a new email address that people can reach me at specifically.
What is it?
Drewby at thecultureofmypeople.com.
Yeah, so we'll talk about this real quick. To try to make the site a little more official, we actually got domain email addresses. So you can hit Drewby direct at Drewby at thecultureofmypeople.com. You can hit me at Michael at thecultureofmypeople.com. And if you want us to read something on the air, you can email us at podcast at thecultureofmypeople.com. And if you got questions, comments, whatever, we'll read your email on the air. We will try not to make fun of you unless you're a terrible person. But yeah, we got that. Which Twitter? Your tweeter?
You can find me on the Twitter, twitter.com/Drewby132, facebook.com/Drewby132. And as I just said, Drewby132, Drewby at thecultureofmypeople.com. Man, that might take a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah. You can get me at twitter.com/MichaelNipp, MichaelKnipp, or facebook.com/TheRealMichaelNipp. And yeah, you can email the podcast at podcast@thecultureofmypeople.com, which that'll take me a second to get used to. But we did some back-end stuff on the site. We redesigned the site semi-recently. If you haven't been there, you can check it out. I'm going to try to be posting more kind of written stuff on the site. We'll see what happens with that coming up. So we got that. We plan on doing this podcast. We got some fun summer stuff coming up. Yeah, overall, it's pretty exciting. So, unless there's something I'm forgetting about, this has been hashtag Follow the Conversation, episode 33. I'm Michael Nipp, and this is my co-host,
Drewby.